Okay, so I'm working on a purl row. I'm going to put my yarn in through the front loop, which on knitting is the loop facing you, right? This would be, over here would be the back loop. So I'm going to put it through the front loop. And the thing that trips people up sometimes is the direction you do your yarn over. So we're going anti-clockwise. But what happens sometimes, especially the next crocheter, is we do our loop clockwise, right? We're supposed to be going this way, but sometimes as you're learning, you end up doing your purls your yarn overs for your purls this way, right? So you're doing, by mistake, you're going clockwise when you should be going counterclockwise. Now, why does this matter? We're going to get to the end of the row and go back around to our purls, and we're going to find out. Basically, it matters because it changes which is the front and which it changes the orientation of this little loop on your needles in a way that affects your knitting going forward. Okay, so we finished our purl row. We're going to start our knit row, and we're going to see in a minute how that affects your knitting, right? So we're doing our knits, and again, when we're knitting, we are going that same direction anti-clockwise, right? Going in and around. It's a lot easier to do on the knit side, especially if you're knitting continental. Going anti-clockwise, right? When you're doing your knits, you're unlikely to do it counterclockwise or clockwise. You're naturally going to want to do it anti-clockwise. But now we're coming to where that is. Do you see how this is a little different here? These ones look a little different, and this section looks a little different, right? This is and knitting the front loop and the back loop is just about how it's facing you. So this is my front loop that I'm going and I'm knitting through my front loop, and it is producing that classic knit stitch where the yarn from the row below is held on the live stitch, and then it's looping from one side around to the other side. There's no cross here. Now we get to this stitch, which we purled clockwise on the row before. And if I knit through the back loop of this stitch, I still get that classic look. However, because I purled it the other direction, if I knit through the front loop on this side, it produces that twist. Do we see? It's crossing over down there. And again, if we go through the front loop, it makes that twisted stitch. And that's going to change your fabric a lot, because that's a lot tighter than this is. Right? Because that cross pulls the yarn tighter, and it doesn't have the same flexibility that the rest of your work will. It also makes those kind of like zigzaggy bits down here, right? So that gives you twisted stitches. Now the easy way to fix twisted stitches, if you realize that you've done them, I'll show you, just undo these ones, is because what purling clockwise does is it just changes which side of this is facing you. So if we knit through the back loop, then that fixes that accidental cross. So if you catch yourself purling the wrong direction, then you can knit through the back loops to fix it. But you want to try to not purl. Now here's how intentional twisted stitches go. We have these ones are oriented with purls that were purled anti-clockwise, and I want to twist this stitch on purpose. I'm going to knit through that back loop, right? That means that the yarn from this side is going to come to this side, and I'm going to get that cross. Because I wanted to do this, I'm doing this on purpose. Knitting through the back loop produces that same cross, and I'm doing that on purpose this time instead of by accident. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Happy knitting.